We have Object d'Arte, which is if you attribute this key page, you are doing something wrong. This page should always be ran. OP attribute, this will always be attributed. Should get a raise, you punch above the current reception. So if you're in Urban Plague and you work perfectly well in Urban Nightmare, you should get a raise. Strong attribute, you have a very good attribute. You are not a good key page though. Good on tier, anyone who is only good on tier. That's it. After that, they struggle. Paperback has their niches and is just filler attributes. You're not building anything around this. It's trash. Garbage, don't use. Never touch them. So, Mars obviously should get a bloody raise, because he can be used until late Urban Nightmare. Well, early Urban Nightmare. All throughout that, for a speed user, this is the gold standard for a speed unit. Go on tier, anyone from the Iron Hooded Brother, and also there should be strong attribute as well. Iron Brotherhood is give an enemy 1 paralysis. Congratulations, that's your passive. You win all your clashes afterwards. Everyone should have it. Go on tier, Yoon. Yoon has a fatal slash resistance and nothing else. In Urban Myth to Urban Legend, just below Urban Legend, all that is mainly Pierce and Blunt focused. So he gets in just because of that. No one has a slashing attack. Or if it is slashing attack, it's bad. Paperback, aim patron librarian pages. Obviously they're used as sacrifices. That's the easiest way to sacrifice someone. If Noah was a page, he would be up here. But since Noah isn't here, we have to use this plus a Yujin passive. Yun Fixer and Manching, same thing as Yun. They do not have... Yeah. They have a slash resistant fatal. They are fatal to slash. Again, they pair very well here. Taken or anyone from Hook Office because of their passive. Hook is a busted passive because of what it does is you gain 1 strength every time you kill a target next turn. So in the layer receptions, I'm mainly looking at Eileen's, Black Silence, anyone with a lot of bodies you can throw around. This guy passively increases your damage by so much. And then Grade Fixer 7, pretty much anyone who's a fixer in the receptions, the general receptions, should be here. Again, I'm not filling up all this whole space. But this guy is the best one. He has 2 Pierce Stagger resistance. For every time you land a Pierce attack, you deal 2 additional stagger damage. Which, combined with Pomeli and one other, I can't remember who, and you put it onto aim Pierce page, you are dealing 4 additional stagger damage, which is massive. Which, from Urban Plague to Star of the City, that is 10% of a person's stagger bar each hit. That's just huge. And it's only a 2-cost passive or a 1-cost passive. Massive difference. And if you use anyone down here, they're trash. Rats have a weird exception to the rule for the time reel's abnormality. They are used to kill them even faster. But that's pretty much it. Everyone else down here is garbage. Do not even attribute them. That feeling when 4 strength every scene during Eileen fight for a 1-point passive? Yeah, it's busted. Okay, so everything below Urban Legend's gone. Let's do Urban Legend itself. Start off with Swy Fixer and Strong Attribute. It's keeping in stride. It's weaker health hauler, but it works on defensive dice. It's very good. Anyone who argues with me about this is wrong. Isadora, No, this is Julia. Trash. Isadora, Alice's wife. Trash. They don't have anything worth using. Walter should get a raise. He definitely should get a raise. Holy cow. So what Walter does is, he's the first other speed user, but he also has a blunt weakness. But he's the only other person that boosts defensive dice. The way he boosts defensive dice is so good, you can use him until Urban Nightmare, if you want to. Because how Urban Nightmare works, you only have 2 receptions where it's bad to use blunt pages. That is being puppets and smoke people. Those are the 2 bad ones. Sweeper page can also go here, but Walter has speed built in initially, and a defensive deck can work until early start of the city. So he gets here automatically. Rain, strong attribute. Rain is if your hand has less than 3 cards, or 3 cards exactly, congratulations, you get 1 strength, which is massive. This is used on Binah. Binah is the main contributor to this, as well as Urban Plague and Urban Plague. You don't really have too many draw cards either, so this will always be proccing. So that goes in there. Mika. Oh god. I'm debating an OP attribute for her. He's Blockman's best friend. Yeah, Walter is... You are right, Walter is Blockman's best friend. Strong attribute or OP. Oh god, Mika is the best healer, but I'm going to put her in strong attribute. Coco. This is basically every time you discard a card, gain 3 HP. It works so well. Probably one of the best healing passives, and it's only a 1 cost. Olga should get a raise. Olga can take you to Star of the City very easily. With using her discard deck, you can spam Daring Decisions 3 times. Whatever Light Restore you want, that's cheap. And 3 other copies. Congratulations, you basically plow through everything. And you take Rain's and Mika's passive on her, she's an unkillable tank. There's no way she is dying until Star of the City. And even then, she'll get to... She gets Hanafuda passive as well, so she can play 3 cards a turn eventually. Which is strong. But yeah, very good passive. She does get edged out later on when the game goes on, but putting in that much work until Star, very good. Stray Dogs, niche. Punch to the solar plexus is good. Used in the speedrun, so it gets in here. I mean, I'd say strong attribute since it makes any discard decks immortal if you don't mess it up for 1 point. Yeah, like I said, I want to wait until the end to move it. Right now, she's at the top of strong attribute. Zhuang Mi, or however you say his name, Yakshogi, good on tier. He's only good on tier. He's a speed user with non-fatal resistances. Restfulness kind of sucks though, admittedly. And you're just using him for speed passive. That's it. Zulu. It's Dino or Zulu. I think this is Dino. Paperback or niche. He has double kicks. Double kicks is whenever you win a clash, deal 1 damage to the opponent. This is used in the on Hakma to deal with Pluto to kill him even faster in the speedrun. That's the only time you ever use him, but since Pluto is such a hard fight, or can be very difficult to fight, he goes up here. Also works with defensive dice. Zulu, trash. Carnival. Strong attribute. It has a remembrance passive, which is +2 strength if an ally died this act. You have to make it so someone dies though. That's the only problem, and it doesn't transfer over to the next act. So you need more deaths, but 2 strength is very strong. And you can blitz through Urban Nightmares, all of Urban Nightmares realizations very quickly with it. Let's see here, what else? Gun Squad. Okay, I'm going to group all these guys together in first turn passives. First turn garbage. Oh boy. So Tamaki is the main way we speedrun the game, or any of the gun squad. She has the highest costing attribution, so she's the main one used. And this will blitz, and she just destroys everyone in the path. Plus 3 strength for all your attacks on the first turn is busted. Hello, Air Vent. Been a while. She is just so good at blitzing through the game. And on top of that, all the gun squad's abilities are 3 attacks mostly. You got indiscriminate shots, but the other 2 cost and 1 cost one. I cannot remember what they're called right now. That just gets boosted so far and so quickly, you can destroy everything in the game. Stefan gives plus 2 more additional strength to all dice for the first turn, so congratulations. Plus 5 strength on 6 attacks. With 4 other people, that's 24 attacks of OP-ness. Meow Meow. Take the shot, yep. Thank you. Meow Meow has improv drumming, which whenever you land a blunt attack, someone gets fragile. But her main thing is Meow Meow, which is not inflict. 2 of your allies gain 1 strength this turn. You can have 3 of them. That's 6 more strength. Congratulations, you're hitting 7s on here. Leeway should get a raise. He's part of the first turn squad as well, but concentration is not as good. Only reason he should get a raise is because of a Meko only, in which you can reduce your deck down to 5 and you can beat up Binah Realization with him. He did that with Urban Plague Pages. He used Leeway extensively for it. So he's getting here. He's also the only range user with melee, which range is really strong with going for the bullseye. It's first strike on a unit. That is very strong. And on top of that, he can still act with the melee pages. Alok is a 1-cost attribution. He inflicts 3 paralysis over the course of 3 people. So everyone gets 1 paralysis. You can have 3 of him. That is congratulations. First turn, these guys takes -3 strength as well. What? Not using the speedrun, but I thought I needed to call him out on here. And Oink Oink can fix 1 feeble onto 2 people. You can have 4 of these guys as well. So all that means you're hitting on 11s, they're rolling on 1s. You will pretty much demolish anyone in the game, and it's so strong if you know how to use it right. Most people don't. That's why I'm not putting up an Object de Arte. Even without Meko's badness, Leeway is still good at Urban Nightmare, and I will be using him whenever I do a no power run. I will be using him. Salvador. Go on tier. Go on tier. Salvador gives... He does have a protection passive. I know he has a first turn passive here, but he's not as good. Salvador is a speed user, Object de Arte page. There's better things he can do though. It kind of sucks that he does have a great burn passive, which inflicts more stagger damage. And he inflicts more with Stigma Workshop. He does become a good paperback niche filler attribute, but I can't put him up any higher. He's good in normal play as well. Yuna, OP attribute. She's the reason solo play is possible. That is the main reason. Plus 3 strength on a solo person, works on all acts after the first turn. Congratulations, you made the game around yourself. Also, guitar case. I do like it. It's very nice. Buno. Paperback, niche filler. He gives +1 strength each turn at a 50% chance. You can view this as half a strength. I usually put it as filler. So, strength is good though. Whoever she is, I can't remember the YouTuber that uses it. It's trash. I don't even know her passive. Let's see here. Kurikomo clan, trash. You should never be using these guys whatsoever. These two I mix up all the damn time. I think it's Jin though. Jin has, correct me if I'm wrong here, Jin has, if you win your clash, inflict 1 bleed with any offensive dice. This goes into strong attribute. This, you should be winning your clashes with offensive dice anyways. And getting more bleed on the target kills them even faster. The reason why it's in strong attribute and not paperback is because of the dueling with Argalia. You can use it to speed it up immensely. And the red mist or the floor of Gabura. Because of vampirism, this is a one cost activation, and congratulations, you have vampirism on for the remainder of the act. You are not giving it up. It's so good. Yang, niche filler. He is good at Greta. You're using his attribute to stack on more burn stacks and bleed stacks onto Greta. That's it. Sayo. Oh, God. Should get a raise in OP attribute. Sayo absolutely demolishes all of Urban Plague and Urban Nightmare, and I could probably, with me playing her, probably destroy Star of the City as well. At least in the first tier of Star of the City, maybe second tier. I don't know about that. But she just boosts his slash out the wazoo. She has +2 more cards in hand, which is the main reason why I was considering OP attribute. Battle Ready is such a good attribute for correcting your hand. It's insane. If you need a certain card, like, for Nikolai especially, you need 2 concentrations, 2 Grace of Grass. Congratulations, you have 20 charge. Sayo makes it possible. If I could throw 2 on, I would throw them both in here. But she just goes through everything, and if possible, I would put her in Object d'Arte, but that's not the case. Sayo should get a raise, should be also an OP attribute. Sayo is also the first unit that's power stacks. Sayo has the fastest way of power stacking. Bunny, nope. Pameli, I don't remember which one it was. Actually, no, I need to put both in here because they give wedge attribution. I do rate whoever, I don't remember which one it is, but one of these two have increased stagger damage. They'll go right next to the grade 9 fixer. They're both good. Oscar should get a raise. Definitely should get a raise. He gets even stronger in Urban Nightmare of all things. Not too good in Urban Plague, but when you get him in Urban Nightmare, you get Will the Prescript and all the other Singleton, the Sweeper Pages, and I think W Corp as well. If you really want to use Overcharge, which you should, as a one-off, that cranks him up so much, he should be getting a raise. Blood Chains, garbage. Jinkin, good on tier. You can do a Urban Plague Reception and get 3 more speed users. His gimmick is absolute dog crap. Never use it, because you're just going to kill yourself even faster, and the bonuses he provides does not work at all half the time. Solidarity Workshop, OP, no, not OP. Strong attribute. Actually, no, OP. Reason why it gets OP attribute is because everyone should be alive. Solidarity will proc on the first turn as well. Not too many things proc on the first turn, and it continues until you lose people. If you use this with Remembrance as well, no, that'll cancel each other out. But this is just +1 strength. That is so good, you should use it. Hanafuda. Strong attribute for these two. Hanafuda. I'm not going to put her up in OP attribute. They are mainly here for the discard options. Discarding a card and drawing an additional card next turn is so good. It bumps Olga so far. And plus one more light restore on it. Chef's kiss. Mainly used in Calo though, but she can be used elsewhere as well. Oh, also one more thing. Oscar has Unrelenting, one of the two people that have it, and is really can save your ass in a solo strat. The sweepers. This is a normal sweeper. OP attribute. OP attribute. Actually, no. Sweeper does not go into garbage. As a niche paperback use. The reason why the regular sweeper gets into paperback use is only because of how important the haulers are. Sometimes you don't need them. But they give you increased block dice. And they bump up your block dice. And after that, you no longer can get anything else. It's only Walter and these guys that give it. As well as Fuel Harvest is really good as a sustain passive, but you're never going to attribute it. Anton and Lila, I forgot the third person, I'm sorry. HP Hauler and 2 Stagger Haulers. The Stagger Haulers are more important than the HP Hauler, but they are still good. But these guys turn pretty much anyone to an immortal person. And for only a 2 cost, which is so cheap, it's no reason you should not be running these. What I do think what Project Moon should have done for survivability is bump it up tremendously, because these should be at like 4 or 6. Like, no way they should be at 2. Fixers. You're never using she. Tenma has good on tier. Valentine should honestly get a raise. Actually, Tenma should get a raise as well. Okay, only reason why Tenma is up here is because she has a slash fatal and not a blunt fatal. That's why she's up here. Her passive is garbage. Her restful breathing, it's only good in the wolf fight and Queen of Hatred, if you decide to do that. Valentine should get a raise. He has singular strike, which a lot of people want, and is a very good filler passive as well. If you guys really want to as well, you can destroy everyone in Star of the Sea with these guys as well. The only reason why he's being held back a bit is because of the blunt. Blunt weakness really hurts him. Are you counting exclusive combat pages too? If the exclusive combat page is important enough, I will be counting it into the overall evaluation. Eugen though. Da-da-da! Object Arte, no question about this. This is saved from the Blue Ensemble. I would like to point that out. So let's start off with her OP attributions. Everyone wants the +1 strength and all dice. That everyone wants. Everyone's fighting for that. That's one of the reasons she's attributed. Her defensive die is really good as well to farm emotion levels, unironically, and keeps you safe. And that's a 2-cost passive. That is so good. 3, Extreme Fatigue is lose 75% of your max HP. Now, if you use that combined with a Patron Librarian page, that puts you at 7, and you can get Wrath of Torment. So congratulations, Eugen is a free activator for Remembrance and Kazuna. So these two guys right here get +3 strength and 1 defensive dice endurance. That just absolutely destroys Urban Nightmare. Now on to using her. Boundary of Death is just bait. Never use it. As a normal unit, she is perfect. The only thing that holds her back is the horrible unsealed blunt speed die, which you can work around in a group. You either use her as a generalist, which is what I prefer her as, so she'll just take the same pages as these two guys here and just go. Actually, I'm going to. Hold on, let's see if I can do this. Nice. Light restore as well whenever she uses a 4-cost page. Congratulations, all your ego are mostly over 4 costs, so she becomes a good ego user that restores your light as well. And then and gimmicky strats as well, so Malcute's Rapid Gashes, Fervent Emotions, she can use it all. What puts her in Object d'Arte is Blue Ensemble. She is used in the solo fights, she can be used against Greta. And she will win against her. So yeah, punches way above her tier, and congratulations, first Object d'Arte user. She can also do her low HP strat, which is you stay under her 25% HP as well, so you can use Faint Memories, and that turns into a 7 to 11 evade die and 2 very strong blunt dies, which is really good. Or you can take her up to max HP, but I think the max HP is just bait. Also, Overcome Crisis is her draw and eco, so congratulations. Just absolutely busted. Noah, it's trash. If we could field him, it would be first turn garbage. Just because you can use Wrath of Torment and you would do it. I would take that every single day of the week. Should get a raise. I have used Emma in the no attributions run, and he took me all the way up to Star of the City until Red Mist absolutely raffle stomped me. But that was because I did something weird. But +2 strength for all blunt dice, and if it's a 3 cost dice, +1 on everything except the counter die. People say the counter die gets buffed. It does not get buffed. I am 90% sure of that. Someone can fact check me on that. But Emma just punches way above his weight, plus the puppet augmentations. That's +3 strength immediately, and he has 4 more slots for attributions. Puppets. Regular puppet, you mainly use for the +1 blunt and acceleration. If you have more than 5 speed, deal 1 more stagger damage. Very good. Again, I talked about how good these two are. Also, Trash Disposal, I forgot about that. Trash Disposal and the Pierce dice are amazing. They just destroy everything. Acceleration, deal 1 more stagger damage. When you realize libraries just get someone staggered low, all the stagger passes becomes a lot better. So it goes up here. Heavy Puppet should get a raise. Again, same as Emma. It has, unlike Emma though, it does not have the 3 cost one, but it has Concussion, which is whenever you use a blunt page, deal 2 more stagger damage, and that is unaffected by resistances. So I always deal a flat 2 stagger damage on top of whatever else it rolls, and blunt just cranks it up so much. You can just turn this library run into the staggering simulator. Index Prosite, strong attribute. He can also be good on tier as well if you decide to use Eugen on him, but I'm not counting that. Strong attribute is only here because of +1 additional draw. Same thing as Seo. This just unbricks all your decks and makes more decks more consistent. The Grace of the Prescripts is somewhat bait. You can build around it, but it's eh. Puffy Broom. Actually, no, I gotta put him here. Puffy Broom. Jin, OP attribute. Wang, OP. No, that's me. Filler Niche. Wang, OP attribute. Okay, so Wang was when your user attacks someone, you deal additional stagger damage based on your smoke. I don't need, since you already know how much I like stagger damage, it's going up here. This is used in the speedrun a lot, and you can kill a lot of people very quickly because getting up to 10 smoke is very easy to do. And also, Puffy Broom is the best status, well, neutral status in the game. It's goes through everything, isn't blocked by anything, and the cards it boosts are so good, you need to run it. Plus, it deals a 50% damage increase, which is just bonkers, and +1 power. Jin does the opposite of Wang. Instead of Sudithak, he has Inflicting Paralysis. 2 paralysis if the opponent has 8 or more smoke. So you are destroying, inflicting them 3 strength down. Congratulations. These two guys just absolutely run over everything. Puffy Broom, very strong passive. You don't want to take additional damage, even though we only have 4 receptions with Puffy Broom. The enemy uses Puffy Broom against us. Me, good in defensive decks just because of her passive, which is, for how much smoke you have, you get a defensive dive with a 1-2x smoke. Very good for holding off more people. Philippe. Strong attribute. I'm not going to put him should get a raise. He can be used in Urban Nightmare, but he's mostly used as fire passive increase for the thumb. Could he be used in Urban Star of the City? Yes, but you get him so late in Urban Nightmare, and then he gets quickly outdone in Star of the City. Admittedly, he can go into should get a raise, but I always use him as an attribution. Also, his attribute is used on Malkuth solo for the cactus build as well, to kill someone even faster. Let's see here. Warp Corp. It's trash. I forgot what the... Sen is niche. These two are niche. Rose is good on tier. These 3 guys get in here just because of Rip Space. Rip Space is such a good combat page, it's hard to not justify it. In Star of the City, you can use them, but you are actively hurting yourself by doing that. Lesty gets a little bit more of a notice because she gives +1 strength if you are immobilized. Again, this is my personal bias speaking. Of you destroy... I destroyed Urban Nightmare with Overcharge, and it was like the fastest I ever done it, with 1:30, I think, including all realizations. So, really good, but not going up any higher. 7 Association, trash. Dante, trash. Dante is trash. If you need more speed dice, I guess that's his purpose. That's it. His 5 fragile passive does not work, and everything else just kind of sucks about him. You don't want to use him. Blade Lineage Apprentice, trash. You're never using him. It's just discount. Kurikomo Clan, Bamboo Hat Kim, Object de Arte. Yeah, him with +2 dice power for all slashing dice. He has Unrelenting. He has Singular Strike as well, which messes him up for Swordplay of the Homeland. Not Swordplay of the Homeland. To Claim Their Bones. Tear the Flesh to Claim Their Bones. He messes that up so much because of that, because he has +4 strength on it. And he's just better Seo. He also has Unrelenting and both of the damage passives. He is mainly used in Loyalty Malkuth, where she stacks up a bunch of Matchlight and you're spamming Burning Slash to proc Matchlight, because you can proc it twice because of how Burning Slash works. You play the first page twice. And he boosts it up so much, it doesn't matter. He does get Puppet Strings, and there's other things that goes into his strat, but even then, he still punches way above his tier limit. You can use him on Hod's floor as well against Greta. Let's see here. Now we're going on to Star of the City. Oh god. Regular Thumb. I'm going to put in my bias here. Should get a raise, should get a raise. Should get a raise. Callow. Object de Arte. And Boris. Strong attribute. Okay, the Thumb is mainly carried by their not Keypages, combat pages. The Thumb combat page of shock rounds only, even though it's bug, it's so good. That just carries you throughout the whole game. Procs all the discard passives possible. And generates additional ammo, which you can use as either as discard or use it itself to deal other things. You can do ridiculous stuff like focus fire into Solemn Lament and inflict 500 burn. That's possible. But there are also the primary debuffers as well, because for whatever reason they inflict paralysis. No, yeah, paralysis and disarm. So congratulations, you destroy all defensive dice. Dennis, additional supplies, you get more ammo, which is really nice. Catriel, empowered shot. Very good on Binah as well, because all she has is range attacks and she buffs them even further. Thumb Soldatos become the first turn of the Thumb Squad. Actually, I'm going to just throw this up here, because they just inherit all the stats on here for the speedrun. And become even stronger. Actually, no. I'm going to leave her down here. Yeah, just thumb ammo is so broken, it's ridiculous. Callow gives 2 protection to everyone on the first turn, which is really good, and he continues doing it as well. So better Salvador. On top of that, he has discount fervor with the boss's orders, which is every 3rd die he rolls gain +1 power to it. Really strong. Or combat page, I forget which one it is. But very good passive, and he's the only speed 3 user. Well, speed 3 user as well. So very strong and very good. On top of that, he benefits from all the discards and get down. Discards, so he becomes very strong. What was it, Chewy? I think it was Chewy. There's someone on the server where he beat the whole game with only thumb pages and thumb only, including the distorted ensemble and the blue ensemble. So yeah, thumb gets their rewards for that. I love Library of Ruina. But every day I learn a new crazy combo like the burn one you tell. Yeah, Library of Ruina, like Heroes of Might and Magic 3. I was going to use another example, but no. You can do a lot of unique stuff that Limbus Company cannot do, which is so much more fun. Oh, alright, Boris. Boris is here because of Grit passive. Grit is reduce all damage by 1, including statuses, and stagger damage by 1. That is so good, it's not even funny. Discipline is fun to use, but not mandatory. Church of Gear Worshippers, only here because of Combustion Engine, and they have +1 Evade. Evade isn't as good as it should be, so it's knocked down. But Combustion Engine giving you +1 more additional smoke may not seem like a lot, but is really good for getting up and running sooner, so S.O.T.C Tier activates. Lou Fixers. Congratulations, you're a strong attribute just because Fervor is so good. This Fervor also works on the first turn of multi-act receptions as well. But they're only going to get into strong. May, Cecil, strong. Actually, no, I'm going through them. May and Cecil are here for Tishianko. You can use, let's start off with using them first. Using them, they are mainly Pierce users, because Tishianko has 2 Pierce dice. Pierce counter die you really want to buff up very much. And you don't care about the big die because it rolls so well. So, Tishianko spam, they are very good at it. Reason why they're getting onto strong attribute is because of their passives. Remain Vigilant in Peace and Firm as a Great Mountain. Both of Firm as a Great Mountain is plus 12 HP for hitting every emotion level. That is 60 HP over the course of a whole fight. But the main thing you want it for is the first 3 turns. So that's 36 HP recovery. So that'll keep you topped off. That's a lot more than the Haulers. Haulers are better late game. These guys are better early game. Remain Vigilant in Peace restores your stagger resistance by 25%. Everyone's stagger resistance is about 50. So that is 14 stagger resistance you get just for hitting emotion levels. That is massive. Which are really good. These 2 are very cheap as well. They are 2 and 3. May's is much better than Cecil's, but they're both good. Also, I forgot, they get bonus points as well for having a ineffective slash. This is important because of Red Mist, because Great Slash Horizontal, no one can beat it unless you use Yesod. Occasionally Roland can beat it, but everyone else cannot beat it. But these guys with a slash resistant can hold on and take, instead of the full 40, they can take 20 and still be okay. So that, very good points for Red Mist. These two people right here got me through the whole no attribution run. Lowell, should get a raise. Lowell's getting it because of Fire That Never Retreats and is so good. It's +1 strength, +1 endurance. It's really strong, and you need it on the first 3 turns. That's when it's most effective. He's good on other floors as well, and is very much attributed. Reason why he's getting should get a raise is because of Forming Storm. Forming Storm is 4 cost and 1 cost, where you have to take a turn to set up, but in return you get 8 to 20 mass attack individual that inflicts 5 burn. Or how much burn, but all that matters is a mass attack turn 3. That is huge. Getting a mass attack out by turn 3 is massive. Anyone that can do it by then gets a point into here immediately. The mass attack is also really good as well, so it's very strong. You can also clone it and play 1 cost, then you can spam it as well, which is rather funny, but not getting points for that. But just having the mass attack so early on when everyone needs it is huge. Bada, Niche, Martina, good on tier. Nemo, good on tier. Actually, no, strong attribute. No, just good on tier. These guys are just all good on tier. That's it. Martina can do a lot of stagger damage early on and makes the reception easier, but Gun Squad up here, again, she doesn't get too much use out of it. Bada can do a lot of Hadoukens. That's about it. He's not that good. You have other things as well. All 3 of them do have the charge passive though, which whenever you spend charge or gain charge, you gain 1 endurance and 1 strength at emotion level 2 and 1 respectively, or they're both at emotion level 2. I forget that. Nemo, he's top of good tier. He has slash resistance as well, so he's good in the Red Mist fight. After that, and as well as he has Energy Beam, which is good for dealing with Red Mist secondary attacks, because he can delete passives. Delete the second die so easily. Dongwon. Object d'Arte. Lower end of Object d'Arte, though. What Dongwon does is he has Fervor, he has Protection and Stagger Protection built into his kit. His bleed mechanic is eh. He throws on 2 bleed each turn, which is good for proccing vampirism, but he's mainly used in the speedrun for... Oh god, he's used in the speedrun for Red Mist, because Red Mist Rage slash Horizontal is so annoying to deal with, and he's the only one that can deal with her effectively. On top of that, applying bleed onto her speeds up the kill even faster. What else does he have? 4 speed dice, very strong. Yeah, just use him. Don't play into his bleed mechanic though. The bleed mechanic's crap. Just use him as a generalist unit. Dongwon is the biggest power spike you can get early on, and one of the 2 earliest power spikes you can get in Star of the City, with the other one being the Night Owls. And the Grunts should be getting a raise, and Alan is Object d'Arte. Also, these guys are held back a little bit just because they only have 3 starting light. They get up here because Stiletto is so good that it has +2 pierce power on everything. These guys are better than some Object d'Arte pages and can get 4 of them. That is massive. Plus wedge, plus all the other, plus stagger damage, any other strength passives. These guys are rolling. They can get 5 strength on turn 1 very easily, and then just spam pierce passives to destroy everyone. You can also run multi-slash on them as well, and use that as their cheap econ. Singleton is their best one, though they can use laceration spam or single point stab as well. Both of those work just as well. Alan has more stuff to him. His unique combat page is eh. You can use it though. It's very good on Malkuth's floor because vines exist, and whoever he targets, he can deal additional damage, but it's additional damage. Doesn't really matter too much. Chink in 1 armor is really good for dealing with very annoying defensive dice. Main one I look at is like sturdy defense, inner ardor, concentration. He can destroy these very easily. But he's the best Pierce user and is included in every single team. Ujat, strong attribute. Their unique combat page is good. It's just you really don't like running them all that much. You want it for Habababu, or however you pronounce it. They have Habababu, which gives whoever took the most damage, give them more protection, which is nice. Main thing is their stagger recovery. Whoever took the most damage restores stagger as well. Is really strong. I know these guys can be used as well with Binah's floor to cheese the Red Mist boss fight, but you can use that with Cecil or May, who are just better. Hababu, I forget what their third passive is, but it's also really good. They're just mainly passive extenders. They're just keeping one person alive to deal all the damage. Esler, Jagares, Hubert, good on tier. Gloria, good on tier. Okay, Esler, speed 4 user, has Raging Torrent, which gives him +1 additional draw whenever he plays 4 unique page, and this resets every single time. So whenever he draws an additional page, all pages who were used can now be reused again, which is busted. Works on ego pages as well. He doesn't need as much draw as everyone else. He has Blade Unlock mode, which is +1 power, which is very easy to use. Oh, these guys should just be bumped up to tier then, because strong attribute. Forgot about that. He has Procession as well, or the make a blue flower and slice them up pretty well. It's a Pierce die as well, so he can take Stiletto or any wedge Pierce passives and buff it up even more. Very good into the range pages, and gets even more insane. Well, it gets boosted. It gets boosted a bit more by Malkuth's Matchlight, because that increases the roll range as well. So he can deal increased damage based off of that, as well as increasing the roll. Which is really strong. It's a really good passive. On top of that, Singleton, he can also be used in non-Singleton as well, because he has unlock access, and he'll be just as good. Gloria and Hubert get here for strong attribute, because Blade Unlock is used on pretty much everyone I can think of who use Singleton. Gloria is a bit lower because her mass attack is garbage. It's a mass summation with a 14 to 20 roll range. I've seen it lose to eco pages. It's kind of bad. Esfer is one of the few, not Esfer, Hubert's one of the 3 people with a 4 to 6 speed range, which is really good, and Decapitation is really good. Is used on Hod's floor occasionally to deal with Greta, but having First Strike, a range attack on a melee user, is really good for getting a quick stagger off. They're good on tier, but their attribute is so useful, they need to go strong attribute. Castigation? Yeah, okay, Castigation, my bad. Red Mist. Oh, I'm going to get some feathers for this. Low end of Object de Arte. Callie is a great key page. Do not get me wrong, but most people will sideline her and put her into OP attribute with Miyu and all that. The problem with Callie is she requires time to scale. And once she gets to the scaling point, she becomes really strong. The problem is, though, is in multi-act receptions, especially, and without Miungus as well, she does have a hard time getting started. Once she gets started and gets a snowball rolling, she is really good. And getting the 8 damage off is easy, but I've just seen so many people fail at it. It's affecting my views on her. Focus Spirit, great card. She can be used as a great buffer as well because of Marianne's pass. If you really want to put it on her, she can become a better Marianne because of Focus Spirit is so good. But outside of those 2 downsides that I mentioned, oh, and also Red Mist mode. I have seen too many people fail Red Mist mode, even though you can attribute immediate repairs and get a second chance at it. Immediate repairs fixes her as well. It shores up her weakness, but Red Mist gives a lot of stats, a lot of strength, and can steam run the whole game if you give her the right attributions for her. And also all of her dice are 1 types only, so it gets even better. She has multiple builds, she can do a lot. I'm just holding her back just because of the slow start. And multi-act receptions especially, because you gotta get back up again so quickly. And the main one is Destroy Ensemble I'm holding her back for. Because you gotta fight, especially in the 3rd round, you have to fight another Red Mist against her, and it's really annoying to deal with. Because if you pop her Red Ego too early, she will get nuked. Because she can't deal enough damage. Again, this is with incompetent play, poor piloting. I'm just putting it down low just because of that. I've just seen it way too much. Binah! I should probably organize this, though. I should probably organize the top tier. These 2 are better. Alan's better. I would put Dong here. Callow here. Binah, right now top of Object de Arte. There is 0 question in my mind about it. Because she has all the tools she needs. She has plus draw. She has built-in draw. Degraded Pillar is busted as all hell. It's 6 Fairy Infliction. Better bleed mechanic. You can nuke pretty much anyone off the map. Especially with the gun squad. She will kill anyone first turn. This is in combination with Gun Squad for normal receptions. In longer fights, however, she is the main unit for killing off a boss. And you don't have to interact with all the mechanics with it as well. But Binah is good in either option of those because of how good Fairy is. And she's able to sustain herself very well with good sequencing. You use your 3 costs first into your weaker Fairy recovery cards. She does get a little held back though because of how... If she doesn't get enough light restore, she can brick, though her floor does unbrick her, because the small bird one, you can get infinite light restore and do a lot with her. Her degraded lock is cheap light restore. You're never using the light passive except for the Red Mist fight. Occasionally head reception, but that's a whole different ballgame. Degraded chain is good in short reception fights against mooks. You can lock someone down immensely quickly. But yeah, she can steamroll the game very quickly, and she doesn't need a power stack. That's the crazy part to me. Red Mist needs power. Binah does not. She has good rolls off the base. With good piloting, she can destroy all the bosses in the game. Also, her mass attack is garbage. It's good defensively against mass attacks, but trust me, her base kit is so much better. If she could have a 3rd degraded pillar, I would put her at the best, but she doesn't. Loop Fixer 1, strong attribute. Congratulations, you're just getting in here. Chun, you're getting only in here because of fervor. That's it. Because this only has 4 fervor, 3, and 3. So every single one of your floors can have fervor on the ensemble. Only reason why they're getting to strong attribute. Their Flaming Dragon Fist is a fun card to play. It's just way too expensive for what it does, which is essentially nothing. It's just a good clashing page. Not saying it doesn't have its place, but fun to use on the... Whenever you have time. You can also use Happy Memories with it, but... That's all. Mirrors gets a special recommendation because of how his burn works. If he hits a melee person and it's a passive, the enemy takes stagger damage equal to half the burn count. And this is before the burn activates as well. So if you stacked 100 burn on someone, he will deal 50 stagger damage by just touching him. Only problem is you're not getting that much burn unless you do a specific build for purple tiers, the fastest I've seen it done, or matchlight. But even then, at that point, you are still destroying the floor with whatever strategy you are using. Yeah, no clues. Yeah, multi-acts are the best reception though. Yeah, but I'm taking into longer fights as well. Multi-act, okay, difference between a multi-act and a long-act reception is multi-act you can cut short. It's basically gun squad territory for me. Anyone can do it quickly. You just need to get your economy set up quickly and then you just kill all the mooks. Long receptions, you need to manage your eco. But, again, I shouldn't harp on that too much. Blech, my bad. Reindeers. Reindeer, strong attribute. You are getting in here just because of strong attribute. That's it. So the reindeers give 1 additional strength whenever they take 30% of their max HP, which if you're playing unoptimally or you know what you're doing, this is +2 strength. This is just remembrance whenever you feel like it. +2 strength is huge, and it gets even better. They also have the stagger damage if over 11 charge, though that is gimmicky. Rudolph is a mass attack spammer with Mind Crush. Mind Crush is a very good mass attack. It's just he's a little held back because you need to get to 20 charge quickly. And there's other people who would want to use 20 charge. It's just opportunity cost compared to other people. Is his main problem. He is a great unit to use. I did use him on the no attributions against Eileen, and he pulled his fair share of weight there because he inflicts 6 stagger damage on top of everything. So otherwise I would just put him good on tier, but reindeer passive is better. Maximum rhinos. Rhinos are the other option for you getting strength up. Not strength up. Defense dice up. Endurance. Bleh. I'm tired. Endurance up. Because they have the same condition, 30%. They also have protection after 11 charge, which you're rarely ever using. You don't need protection. But the defensive dice is really nice. The additional endurance is really good. Maximum, on the other hand, he gets to OP attribute. Maximum crash. I always die before ramping up to 20 charge. Yeah, you don't know the right way to do it. I'll show you how to do it in a second. Maximum crash is so busted. It's take 50%, deal 50% more damage, and take 30% less damage and stagger damage. What? Just what? That is so good. I would always use... He gets used in Nikolai as well for a certain build, but that build is so good it should be the main build. Easiest way to activate this is play Concentration, Graze of Grass, Concentration, Graze of Grass. Congratulations, turn 3 you get this to proc. And at that point you can use his mass attack as well, which is garbage, because it gets rid of all of his charge, so you lose everything as well. Good in multi-act receptions, not good in other things. Also, Rhino Ram is great. Also, all the reindeer people, they have 4 starting light as well. I forgot to mention that. Everyone who's a captain gets 4 starting light. So they get even better. Rabbits. Go on tier. You rather have these guys can take over the point of firing squad if you really are in desperate of the key pages, because you want to use thumb a lot. So yeah, these guys can be used as a first turn squad. They're kind of a bit weaker, though. That's the only problem with them. Anything else with them? They have the haste attribute, which is really good, though. Haste is a very fun thing to play around and is really good. Mew! I'm going to ruffle some feathers. Object de arte. Yes, OP attribute, but she gets up here because of how good she is at base. So what Mew does... So first things first, Mewungus. Everyone uses it for the Mewungus. I've seen very few people play around with her. So she's part of the 2-cost combo with Callie. Also negative points for that because of Callie. Because you have to unequip her to get the attribute for the strongest. But plus 5 damage on all dice. Power. Plus 5 power on dice. That is so good. She, at 11 plus charge, she gains 1 additional haste. And for every 30% damage she takes as well, she gets 1 additional haste as well. So inbuilt in her kit, she gets 4 haste. 4 haste immediately. Now what makes this over the top is Yesod, Hakma, and Keterfloor, and technically Malkuth as well. These 4 people all have something of value. Yesod has pattern recognition, so that is increased additional haste and light restore. Repressed flesh, or whatever the blunt one is that inflicts bind. You can use those 2 together to get her up to 10 speed very easily and get the plus 5 strength very easily. Hakma has insane healing with a baptism strategy, plus 2 endurance as well, so she gets all of her evades off. She can take damage as well to proc it, and that will get her up to 11 speed. Also has time and other things as well, so you can bump up the speed even further so she gets her plus 5. Keter, Sword of Frost, and Kiss, I believe, will proc it, because she will set their dice to 1. So she gets her full speed off of that. And Malkuth's Floor, she has vines. She takes advantage of the enemy's binds, and she has a lot of healing. And Malkuth has a lot of healing on her, so you can get her back up. Mainly used for the OP attribute, but she is really good. Also her unique combat page. That is plus 1 die power, and all her range attacks become melee. After using that skill, this is plus 1 dice power on all her attacks as well. So she has plus 6. Plus 6, plus her mass attack, which is... Oh, got it. Her mass attack as well is a 7-cost mass attack, which you can use whenever you feel like it. And you can spam it as well. She also deals 15 damage as well with her final attack on the main target. But Mew is super strong, but she's just held back because she doesn't have speed 3. Oh, and Hawkbuck can give her a 4th speed die. That's the other big thing. That is massive. She is a fun person to play around, but she's mainly used in an OP attribute. But because of that, all that, she gets up here. Nikolai! Da-da! S+. Nikolai is give 5 strength, 5 endurance to everyone for the team. That is, for 11 charge, you can activate this on turn 2, combined with Battle Ready and Skim the Prescript. She gets there on turn 2 for that. On turn 3, she gets access to Overcharge for maximum. You're always attributing onto her for that. So she remains tanky as hell. And this sets her up for Disposal, her unique combat page. Which is, whoever is marked by her takes a crap ton of damage and basically kills them. The gimmick of her returning the page back to hand is a gimmick. You can use it if you feel like it. But overall, she's there just to deal with one immense threat, and that threat can be Zhao's counter dice, Yan counter dice, Blood's counter dice, Lungs of Aspiration, my bad, or just nuke someone down, Zhao, Yan, anyone in between that you don't like. On turn 3, she just instantly deletes them, applies all the buffs, and marks an enemy as well, which deals 50% increased stagger damage and 50% damage as well. Congratulations, you can just sit there and do more than all the cast of characters below you. Congratulations. I know a lot of people are going to say she's kind of useless afterwards. No, she isn't. She can spam ego and anything else. She will become your main light battery as well. So she does so much for so little. Always run her. If you attribute her at all, what are you doing? You're only speedrunning the Black Silence fight. That's it. Which you should not do. Marianne, insurance company, trash. Marianne herself, good on tier. Irina is a light battery. The problem with being a light battery is everyone else needs to build around her, and if she dies, you are completely and utterly fucked. That is all your eco gone. Which I don't think is worth it. She does have multiple builds. She is a 3 light user with with a mass attack as well. At 30% or lower HP, she gets life insurance, which is, I think, a 4-cost mass attack. Mass individual that inflicts 2 feeble and 2 disarm for the turn. That is a really good mass attack. It just sucks she can only use it once, though. If she could spam it, I would throw her in should get a raise. But she's mainly used in light recovery to get everything done. Also, one more thing for Nikolai, she uses smoke as well, so disposal goes up to 700 damage. That is just way too insane. But Irina is... Oh, she also has the passive as well, which get rid of feeble, disarm, or endurance. Choose one randomly. As well, good passive, it's just... You're not really attributing all that much. The enemies normally don't inflict too much. I think I used it only for... I want to say... just said solo against the puppeteer. That's about it. And even then, I don't want to count that as a strong attribute. Also, her get hit by a one-sided attack for 1 light restore is hard to use because you're spamming counter dice a lot. So that usually never happens. Bayard's office. Strong attribute. Low end of objectivity. Okay, offensive position is so good. It's a crime because it's inflict 3 fragile on yourself, gain 1 strength for the turn. That is, you're rarely going to ever get hit by the enemy, so that is better solidarity. The 3 fragile can come back to bite you in the butt though, because of enemy mass attacks and all that, but you should be able to heal up fast enough. Bayard gets up here for just being better. He also has pinpoint precision, which can be used, but I find it more as bait. He only gets up here because of his passive. His passive from that. Also, if there's like nothing to do for a turn, you can also proc the ability, which is kind of funny. But he's only up here just because of pinpoint and speed 3 user. Again, lower end. Smoke people. Strong attribute. Yay, object d'arte. Actually, Bayard should get a raise. I think that's better for me, for my sanity. I know Dewey's going to be yelling at me about this one though. Yay! Oh my god, Yay is so... She is so busted. I forget she's female. Yay has an amazing, unique combat page. It sucks that she only has 3 starting light though. But it's a 4-cost combat page that essentially says, go up to 10 smoke immediately. Gain 1 strength. Gain 1 strength the next turn if you're above 8 smoke. Gain 3 additional damage with all attacks immediately. Because smoke affects the passive immediately because of how the passive works. Gain +1 additional strength because of smoke. And she's able to sustain it very well. Yeah, he's a woman? Yes, she is. Goofy survivor energy for Bayard. Yeah, but unoptimal. But yes, you can use that. That's why I moved him down a little bit. Because you don't really want to be wasting turns on him. She also gets access to internal combustion engine. Well, you put internal combustion engine on her. Congratulations, she's always at 10. What else? Immediate repairs is such a bonkers passive. I'm surprised it's on the same tier as haulers. It should be a 6 cost. Because what it does is, as soon as you're about to stagger, you restore it immediately. So this, for a 2 cost, which May and Mind Hauler is the same cost as this, you can get up to 58 stagger recovery. What gets even bonkers is solo strats and the Red Mist, because this will keep your main carry alive as well. Red Mist will still stay in Red Mist mode as well in case you're unable to deal the 40 damage, which does come into play a couple times. Black Silence 3 is the main one. I always lose it because I want to break the bloody bond between Angelica and Roland. So Ye gets up here for the amount of work she does just from immediate repairs. Madness is a 3 out of 4 bad passive, and even that you can play around the 5 fragile very easily, but overall great page. Also, Bamboo Hakim, Miyu, and Ye only has 3 attribution slots though. That's the only thing that holds them back. I think there. Yan. Oh god. Yan is going to be weird. I'm going to just put him at should get a raise. I could put him in object art. Yan is going to be a coin flip. I'm going to have to come back to him. But Yan, what Yan has is he's a consistency bot increaser. He will, with his prescripts, he can increase the consistency of one person very easily. After emotion level 3, he gets access to prescripts. You're mainly hoping for the straw and the draw, strength up, and light restored. The protection one is nice on occasion, but you're rarely ever using it. You're mainly using that to make consistent units more consistent. So anyone with rapid gash is the main thing. Or if you need someone to do a carry and then he gets sacked off. Lock is the same thing as Flaming Dragon Fist, but has the additional benefits of Nemo for destroying the 3rd die. The 3rd die is rarely ever good though on the enemy side, unless it's like Puppet Angelica. That's the only time I have ever seen a good 3rd die. So it loses points for that. He's great at destroying counter dice though because of Lock though. Very good with that. Does have niche use on Zhao's floor just to get through her counter dice. What else does Yan do? He gets, for every negative attribute on him, he gets, the first one gives him +1 power, and the second one gives him +1 additional damage on top of that. If you put positive pages on him, it will regress down to the one previous. So, indecisive passive, great on Nutsack's floor, or anyone who inflicts a negative passive on everyone. Also Binah's floor. Binah really likes Yan as well. Just because you can get additional draw and additional light restore really helps with her. And the strength can happen. What's his next card? The markings. The markings is erosion. Erosion deals 1 stagger damage and 1 damage for every additional stacking on him. Tippereth is the only other floor that gives him 5. Outside of that, it's erosion and his 3-cost combat page and Destroy Blade. That's the only way you're getting this on. It's a great status. It's just Yan doesn't really want to be aggressive or clashing with the other person as much. And now for Destroy Blade. Destroy Blade used to be Object d'Arte when Lies was Lies used to be your random costs and pages are randomized from the original cost down to 0. So what you could do is clone Destroy Blade on Roland's floor and spam multiple of them by turn 2. On turn 2. That is no longer the case now. Now he's used on Chised's floor because of Magic Trick. But Magic Trick, you gotta wait until you are at late game. That is when everyone is at emotion level 5 in order for him to get the bonus from it. Only thing, Yan is probably the best defensive dice user in my personal opinion, just because of the prescripts and what he can give for it, and just keeping him alive long enough just so he can give the additional benefits out is really good. What the hell was old lore? Fun. Until Project Moon decided to balance it, and then they suck at balancing it. Lori. Best fixer in the game. Lori, you gotta watch the purple tier video. I will be posting that in whenever the video happens. Next one. Lori is good on all floors, gets +2 dice power on everything, has 4 different decks, can do whatever she wants and get away with it. If you fail at deck building or piloting, she is worse, but she is so easy to use, it's ridiculous. Pierce stance is her best stance. I say blunt stance is her next one just because of how good staggering someone is, even though blunt dice are kind of meh. Guard slash stance, then guard stance, in that order. Pierce stance especially because of the crazy stuff she does with any status deflection, including egos. When I go over the other things that'll be brought up, she just cranks it all up to 100 and just goes full power. Also the main recipient of Myungist as well. And she is really the best one, and she can't be attributed to anyone else. That's the funnier part. So you can't gain anything except for Manipulator of the Odds. And Manipulator of the Odds is so good that it makes Wing Beats, Harmony, and anything that requires multiple rolling to always stay rolling. And this works per die. It's not for the combat page itself. It's per die she rolls. So she will 90% of the time get the full benefit out of it. Best key page in the game, hands down. Zhao. Zhao. Better than you. Better than Alan, yeah. Okay, Zhao has the fervent passive. She gets the 9 Children of the Dragon, which is at emotion level 2 or 1, I forgot which one is. She gains immunity to burn, and she reduces all statuses by half, rounded down. This becomes really good with Bayard's passive, which is getting +1 additional strength from it. So she gets 1 strength for 1 fragile. Really good combo. On top of that, she gets, at emotion level 3, she gets an additional all dice passive. So she gets a huge impassive on top of that. So that's 2 dice power immediately for offensive dice. And that's when Fervor kicks in as well. Then emotion level 4, she gets her 3 egos, Pulao, Yazi, and Tao Ti. All 3 of them great egos, really strong on her. You're making out like a bandit today, Coco. All 3 great egos to use. She also has a 4th basket attack with Forming Storm Love, which she can use on turn 2, because she has 4 light available at the start. And she can just frontal assault someone and clash with them to get to emotion level 3 very quick. Emotion level 2 very quickly. Only thing that holds her back is multi-act receptions a bit, because she has to go through the full cycle of each transformation. So once you hit transformation emotion level 2, 3, and 4, in order to get back to her ego, she has to spend 1 turn in emotion level 2, then 1 turn in emotion level 3, and 1 turn in emotion level 4. That's the only downside to her. That's it. Outside of that, she just destroys the whole game. Zhao just raffle stumps through the game. She is a little light demanding at times, though, if she isn't getting her staggers off with her mass attacks. She can run into light issues, but you can easily circumvent that with certain builds or include more light restore into her build. What I do personally is run energy conversion, because 2 energy conversions gets her back up to full light every single turn. And just concentration, graze the grass. Just do the same thing as everyone else. You can do ridiculous stuff with Zhao. Same thing as Yujin, the best generalist in the game. Hannah Fixer should get a raise. Their gang should get a raise because of how the the blue ensemble, you can run into an issue of not enough key pages if you're not doing solo strats. And these guys become your next best fixer because of how the 4 trigrams are so good and unbricks all the decks possible. Trigrams do all the ridiculous stuff possible. Only thing that holds them back is not a speed 3 user. That's it. But should get raised a strong attribute. Either or can be an option. I'm just going to leave it at should get raised just because of how the blue ensemble works, and you can run into issues with that. Okay. Marianne. Object de arte. Is she better than Ye? Yes. Is she better than Callow? Yes. Yes. I think right there is good. Marianne. Object de arte. The ultimate strength bot with Hannah for All. She is a speed 3 user with the 4 trigrams. Has Hannah for All, so whenever she gains a stat buff, she will spread that buff to someone else. This includes the trigrams themselves, so any strength up she gains, she will spread it out to someone else. So if you cast a prescript on her for +1 strength, she spreads that elsewhere, including protection and endurance. All that buffs her. And she gives the whole team a boost. What she is mainly used for is Augury Kick, Brace Up, and Ominous Power builds. Though if you're using the Gun Squad, she can just slot on there immediately and just continue providing strength for a whole team. She can give up to, I think, 6 strength per turn at emotion level 2, which is massive. And plus the additional strength on herself, so she's really giving 12 strength a turn very early on. And you can swap this out for BG, Observe, Red Mist passive even, if you really want to use Focus Spirit as well. All that, well, you gotta throw that onto the Red Mist page, which is okay. But all that work just for a couple boosts. It's plus 12 strength is bonkers, and you should always run her if possible. Herald, yeah, Herald's there. Herald is Hannah Fixer but better. He has, no, she, my bad. She has Hannah for All, which is adjust your resistances to whatever the most damage you take in from the last turn, accumulatively. So if you take 20 blunt damage next turn, she will change all her resistances to resist blunt. If she takes 10 slash damage in one attack, the 20 blunt will override it. So very good defensive stat. The only thing that holds her back is not getting a power passive, but still is a really good fixer. Really strong. And I used her for S.O.T.C solo and she did just fine. Was able to survive all the Puppeteer's attack, unlike most people. Anything else about her? Has access to true trigram formation, which is really strong. A little costly, but provides a lot of eco for her deck. But that's nothing compared to the GOAT. Olivier. Olivier is Herald but on crack. He gets not Manipulator of the Odds, but the 12 Fixers passive, which boosts his min rolls by 2, and after a certain point boosts his emotion level, his cap on his rolls by 1. So he's getting a plus 1.5 strength gain. And this is active turn 1 and can do everything Herald does but better. You're really going to use him a lot. And he's just great. Let's see here. Black Silence Roland. I'm going to ruffle some feathers. Should get a raise. He is used in only 2 receptions. And then Project Moon decided to go out their way and nerf him. Nerf him. Crystal Tier, his 2 swords, and his 1 counter die used to be a 2 cost. With slightly less good rolls. But it's a 2 cost. Which is huge. And Zelkanavia Workshop, which is his hatchet, used to have a counter die. I wish I was making this stuff up. But that used to be old Roland. He has the Black Silence passive, which is every 3 combat pages he uses gives +2 power to the 3rd page used. This can happen multiple times a turn. He has Battle Ready built into his kit as well, which is really strong. Wheels Industry hurts him because it's a 4 cost, and it does not get the Lies boost, which is a problem. Because Roland runs into the issue of very late game, if you're not doing Assassin Roland, is he runs out of light way too quickly. He only has 2 ways to restore his light, with Zelkanova and his sword. I forget the long sword he uses to pull out. Those 2 are his only light restores, and that hurts him immensely. On top of him being singleton as well, means he isn't as consistent. Furioso is a great signature attack though. Everyone uses an Executioner. You should use it as a same way you use Zed in League. You set up someone to die. Because you inflict 3 fragile, 3 feeble down, something else, and 3 bind. All of which you can use to kill someone immediately. Book Workshop, yeah. But all that for... If his eco was better, I would put him up in Object de Arte. But he's only used in the dueling. That's the problem. Project Moon did him dirty with cutting the game a lot shorter than they were supposed to. We were supposed to have more receptions. Anyone from the general reception were supposed to be main receptions. So him getting drafted at the end really hurts him. It's just a usability issue. That's really all it is. On top of him running out of steam. If he didn't run out of steam, he would be an Object de Arte. But since he does run out of steam, I gotta put him lower. Philippe, Object de Arte. 5 bleed, I think. 2 bleed. It's 2 bleed. I messed up on that. Philippe. Very good key page. He gets Navarro. All the blue ensemble members get Navarro fabric, which is better grit. Well, less good grit, but it reduces damage and stagger damage by 1 to 2, which is really good. All of them get it as well. He's a speed 4 user. He gets Volatile Passion. So if the enemy has burn, which he's applying, I'm 90% sure he's applying the burn. I forget because Zhao and him overlap so much for me. He gets +1 to 2 power because you're usually attributing the other Philippe onto him. He then gets Rekindled Strike, which makes Blazing Strike usable. Because that reduces his curve down from a 4 cost and a 3 cost down to 0. So that's a free action whenever he feels like it. But yeah, good key page overall. And it's in the blue ensemble as well, where you get limited on page lock. It used to be the whole thing was page lock. So him showing up was a massive power boost. Eileen is, if you have smoke on the page, getting +1 strength on all dice. So you're giving her +4. Oh, and also Philippe's mass attack at the end is really good. It's just we don't have time to use it. Eileen, same thing. +1 strength on all dice. She has very good resistances. She's used in the speedrun as additional damage dealer. Suffers from having only 3 attribution slots as well, same as everyone else. Same as these 3 down here. But really good. And you're going user throughout the whole ensemble. Ever-spinning gear wheel can be used on everyone, just she gets the most benefit of it. And Kim, technically, but oh well. Greta. Good on tier. I have never seen anyone use Greta unless you are in desperate need of blue ensemble pages. She gets +1 to 2 power if the target is bleeding. Actually, should get erased. Just because I forgot about the bleed. +1 to 2 power if the target's bleeding. Actually, no, it's only good on tier. My bad. It's good on tier. My bad. +1 to 2 power on bleeding. You can easily proc that with Jin's passive, so the passive will always proc. It's a 5 to 6 passive though. If it was a 4 cost, then I would say she would be a strong attribute, but since it's 5 or 6 and that's a competitive slot, no. Her special attack, I don't know it. It's not a mass attack, and I think it's tackle charge if I remember correctly, which is a 4 cost page, I believe. So it isn't as good as it should be. You're making out like a bandit today, Coco. Nay nay, woof woof. Inflict 1 feeble next scene. Inflict 1 paralysis next scene. Deal 2 stagger damage next to target and recover 2 stagger damage whenever you activate it by hitting someone on the melee page. That's good. That is a strong attribute. That is just a very good attribute you should always try to throw someone on. You can run him as well, but the attribute is just so good and so easy to proc. It's great. Yeah, 1 feeble and 1 paralysis. Yeah, that's just good on every single enemy. Oswald, strong attribute. Should get erased? No, just strong attribute. Oswald gets better high-level acrobatics, which you're using rapid gashes, so congratulations. +1 damage, +1 power, and +1 damage on all your attacks. Combine that with Emma's, that rapid gashes is +2, plus Olivier, +4. He gets access to Climax, which is a 1 to 50 summation mass attack, which is... It is good. It barely squeaks out everyone else. But it's a fun combat page to use. I'm not going to put that as it. It also inflicts additional statuses, which is random. Tanya. Tanya. I'm going to throw Tanya in Object d'Arte. This is very specific, though, because she is the main cornerstone of the protection strat. So what Maximum does for solo strats is the cactus strategy. Tanya takes it up to the next tier by having Guts as a passive, which is, if you would die, we gain 100 HP back and go again. Activates 1 time per reception, but that gives you enough time to get the cactus strategy set up, which you use Maximum's Overcharge, the Navarro Fabric, Grit, whatever else possible. And that way she's taking 0 damage, 0 stagger damage as well. And then she's inflicting all this from Malkuth's passives of Spores, Barrier of Thorns to sustain herself, and God, I forgot, and Ashes. And that will stack up the enemy's bleed and burn counter so much, and she can't die because of it. So, barely gets in. Guts is a really good passive as well, but it's an 8 cost, so you have to run her. Loop de Loop is Pitch Black Revengeance, my bad, is a good combat page. It's just you get it so late in the game, I'm not counting it. Puppeteer, OP attribute. Puppet Strings enables Malkuth. It keeps Angela alive, and it keeps whoever you want alive as long as the person who's getting puppeted has more than 1 HP remaining, and the Puppeteer, or whoever's using his Keypage attribute, because it's a 4 cost for whatever reason, gain as long as that guy lives as well, the main user cannot die. The user who's getting puppeteered does not die, which opens up loyalty builds with Matchlight and loyalty, which is giving you 30 strength a turn on everyone. It's also great on the counter realization to make sure Angela lives, which is perfect. And the user who gets it and him get +1 power as well. Like, what? What? And all this, all you need to do is just attribute a health hauler, have gluttony, have anything, and congratulations, you have a whole build for 2 good people. That's just insane. Elena, strong on tier. She's only getting here because of how good bloodletting is it's a health hauler combined with a strength up in the same thing. That has a +1 strength, and you don't need to attribute a health hauler on her. She has a good mass attack as well, though you get it so late though. Maybe should be in good on tier or that, but blood fiending is so good. And you can't really attribute it because it's a 6 cost. I mean, you could, but there's other things to do. And you'd much rather build her up at that point. Pluto. Question mark. Because of how the contracts work. It's a 6 cost passive, and everyone gets random passives onto their hand. It's the same ones you get in the fight against him. The problem with Pluto is the contracts will... So, let me clear this out of the way. The contracts spawn on specific people in the specific order. But you have new restrictions on how to get them. One person needs to get to emotion level 2, and the other 4 I'm not 100% sure on. But they give you the same passives, which is the light one, the strength, the haste, and amplification, and the other one with the same drawbacks as well. If you build around it, the floor, you are able to use it well. The problem is, however, is if you mess up and the inability to, well, you can change contracts, you can throw contracts all around, but it just takes a while to get going. Like, this is more so a skill issue and player piloting issue than anything. If you build around it, this can be really good and is very strong, but it comes so late into the game. Why would you want to build around that, especially after counter realization and then destroy ensemble? That's all you have left to use it on. And mods. And the light one can kill you as well because of how light restore works. Argalia. I'll put him in object de arte. Argalia, even without controlled reverberance, which is his final card after you've finished the whole game, is still a great key page. You get Largo, Allegro, the mass attack individual that sets everyone to 4, and then good combat pages afterwards with certain resistances. Again, you can probably cut those 2 out for better eco. But Allegro and Largo are his 2 eco cards, and that gives you all the draw power. He gets a draw 2. He gets a 1 light restore. And you are doing pretty much everything. He gets the same passes as Roland. He gets the battle ready passive. He gets the blue reverberation, which makes him immune to range attacks, not the statuses though. If he gets statused by a range attack, he still gets afflicted by it, but he does not take stagger damage or damage from it. And the mass attack he gets after the whole game, plus controlled reverberance, is great. The thing is, though, it's just a piloting issue with him. You need to use your 4, 5, and 6. He has a 4 to 6 speed range as well to get the most out of Allegro. I know Nui made a strat to where you can always proc Allegro and keep the guy always at 7, so you always get the draw. But that requires Keter's Floor, which you can use for the not ensemble, but character realization. Grand finale is busted, and yeah. Anything after this? Nope, 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 nope. That looks good. First turn, Puppeteer, most OP, yep. Yeah, I think this is good as is.